Good morning, everyone. Having a hard time sleeping. 3 a.m. here, so figured I'd ship y'all a video. Let's go.
This year?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and so based on that, you're ready to proceed without appointed counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're here for a revocation decision because you're accused of violating the conditions of your parole, specific condition number 4. I'm going to read it, the allegation, and then you'll enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and then we'll talk about them after. So you are accused of violating condition number 4. You were arrested October 13, 2021 by the Ouachita Parish Sheriff's Office for theft of a motor vehicle, domestic abuse battery, simple criminal damage to property, domestic abuse aggravated assault, and aggravated assault. You pled guilty to violation of protective orders on March 7, 2022. You were sentenced to serve 6 months in the parish jail. On that date, March 7, 2022, your other charges were dismissed. On August 5th, 2022, a motion to dismiss was filed for the theft of the motor vehicle. So how do you plead to violating condition number 4?
I was arrested, but I wasn't guilty. I mean, yeah, I pled guilty to violation of protective order.
Guilty
Yeah,
or not?
guilty.
Well, you can explain it in a minute. Condition number 10, you're in arrears of $756 towards your supervision fee. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. So your case was assigned to me. I'll take the lead on the interview. So you have been in jail almost a year,
Yes, ma'am.
11 months.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you were released on good time in July 18th of 2021
Yes, ma'am.
as a 7th felony offender. And then you were arrested about 3 months after that good time release for all of this stuff,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
It's 86 days.
And have been in jail ever since. So tell us about the violation of the protective order that you pled guilty to.
Okay. Of course, we know I had the domestic charges. Well, I was not guilty of those. So I filed for fast and speedy trial. And the Friday before my trial date was on a Monday. The Friday before my trial date, the DA come up here and he pulled my phone records and stuff and saw that I had been talking to the victim. Well, I mean, she was my girlfriend. So we've been talking the whole time. So he's like, I can find you guilty of violation of a protective order. I was like, I'll plead guilty. I mean, I was guilty of it because the judge said I shouldn't talk to her, and that I couldn't talk to her, and I was talking to her. I was completely guilty of that. But all the domestics and all that, I wasn't guilty of that. So he's like, well, okay, well, I'll dismiss all this. Well, I hadn't been booked on the violation of a protective order. So that because I didn't even know about it until that day. So he brought me back to, he's like, well, you can plead guilty to this. Because I had filed for fast and speedy trial. I was set for trial that day, and they didn't want to go to trial. So he's like, we're going to have to carry you back to the jail, book you on the violation of a protective order, and then you can come back next Monday and plead guilty. So I went back and I pled guilty. Well, the phone calls were consensual. Like the DA, she didn't.
So were you aware there was a protective order?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you knew you were not supposed to be in contact with her. Now that's Vanessa Helfrich.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your relationship with her now?
I haven't talked to her since I pled guilty to violation of a protective order. I mean, I wish the best for her, but I mean, I can't talk to her. We have a protective order. That's why I'm in the position I'm in.
So you say she was your girlfriend at the time, and she was the victim of whatever may have happened
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to that. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, she was. Oh, you say what happened prior to it?
Now, I'm just confused by all of this, but I understand, I did see that, that you did plead guilty to the violation of the protective order. What about the theft of the vehicle?
I was completely not guilty of that, and not even in the least little bit. I mean, there wasn't even I filed for fast and speedy trial on that also, and fired my attorney so they couldn't slow the process down, and they dismissed it on that day. They dismissed it like I was supposed to go to trial on August 29th, And they dismissed it at the beginning of August.
I do see a motion was filed, but there's no indication that motion was accepted. So, but you're saying it was dismissed.
Yeah, I filed for fast and speedy trial. They dismissed the charge before I was able to go to trial on the theft of a motor vehicle.
So you tell us why you think we should not revoke you, considering I'm looking at your criminal history, I'm looking at the, the fact that you're a 7th felony offender, you were arrested with 3 months of good time. Why should we take it on you?
Well, I mean, over my past, I've had a problem with authority figures completely. Like I used to would get out of prison and wouldn't even go sign up on parole. And this last time that I was out, I actually went and signed up and talked to Miss Cassietta Brown, and I signed up for school. I was signed up to start Delta. I got my own house. I mean, I was actually doing pretty good. Finally, I signed up and I was doing good. Of course, I'm in arrears, but I just got a job before I wasn't out but 86 days.
So had you known Miss Helfrich prior to your release?
Yeah, we were talking. Me and her were talking from when I was in here the last time. And we were talking, and then I got out. And that was one of the biggest mistakes. That was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made there.
That and what other criminal activity? So how long you been in jail now? Well, we said almost a year.
Almost a year.
Hmm.
I could have violated myself and already been out, but I didn't want to do that because I'm not guilty of them charges. I could have been
Protective.
Ma'am.
Protective order.
Yes, I'm guilty. I'm completely guilty of that.
If you're successful today, what are your plans? Where would you live? How would you support yourself?
I have a job with JCL Industries. That's the job that I just got before I was arrested. He does James Conway Liner, his father owns a bunch of rental properties around here and they specialty construction and stuff like that. I have a job with him, and I would go stay with my mom until I got me another residence. Of course, I wouldn't go back to my old residence, which is her residence.
Oh, okay. So you said you got your house, but you meant you and her got a house together.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. When you had said earlier you had got your
Yes,
place.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You go back and stay with mother. Okay.
Yeah.
Work.
Until I can get my own place.
All right. That's all I ask.
Anything else you want to say to us?
No, ma'am. I would hope that y'all would continue me on parole and give me a chance to continue what I had going.
Right.
I would definitely not have no problem going to the parole office. Me and Miss Brown got past that.
I'm glad to hear that.
I've always had a fear of authority figures. So, and when she called me and she talked to me at my mom's house, and she's like, Melvin, I just need you to come up here and talk to me, and I'll get you signed in, and everything will be okay. And then when I got up there, my hands were kind of sweating, and I went in and talked to her, and she made me comfortable. Of course, she's not my parole officer no more. Mr. Free is, but me and him, he's been out here a few times dealing with this, talking to me. So
you're comfortable with him also?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Tipton, I'm ready to vote, and I don't know what to think about you, but I hear what you're saying to me.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm willing to give you a chance.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You don't have contact with that woman, Vanessa?
She's in jail. I wouldn't contact her anyway, but
Yeah, you need to think about that. I would add, and my vote would be, do not revoke, return you to supervision, put a requirement that you do maintain full-time employment,
yes, ma'am.
that you submit to regular, routine, random drug screens.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just one thing. Mr. Roche?
Yes, ma'am.
Tipton,
Yes, sir.
I really don't know what to think about you, but I'm going to rely upon the wisdom of Ms. Renaza and go along with her vote.
Yes, sir.
But Mr. Tipton, a seventh felony offender, if you get arrested again, you'll be in jail the rest of your life.
Yes, sir.
Madam Chairman.
Mr. Tipton, I'm hopeful for you. I really am. I'm hopeful.
Yes.
I wish to put a condition that you leave girlfriends alone and just finish. But we can't, well, some people do that, but I'm gonna take a chance on you as well. Do not revoke, return you to supervision, be subject to random drug screening. And I want you to report weekly to probation parole for about 3 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't team with your officer. Y'all, you will know that they're not your enemy. Best wishes to you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you'll be returned to supervision. You got some work to do.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
That concludes our business there at Washita. So, Mr. Marchand, we're going to close out at 11:36. Thanks for accommodating us.
Thank you. You have a good day.
All right, you too. Good to see you.
Yeah. A lot of thoughts going through my mind on this one. 7 felonies. And one more, he can get locked up for life. You know, my takeaway there is that this man has a gift of the gab. I mean, he was a smooth talker, articulate, charismatic, a fairly good storyteller, and it's not an easy thing to do, especially someone who's a self-proclaimed, kind of gets nervous, anti-authority figure. And I think it was that gift of the gab that got him out. Now, I think that there's other things that the board might be taking into consideration, which is why they let him out. Like, for example, I think that he was never convicted on any of the charges that he was initially arrested for. What he's pled guilty to is violating the no contact order for the charges that he was being held on but not convicted. And he seems to be he understands the system. He wanted a speedy trial. He knew that his girlfriend wasn't going to testify against him. He knew to fire his attorneys, demand a speedy trial, which is his right, and then that would force the hand for the district attorney to drop the charges. Then they were playing chess too, and they said, you're not going to mess with us. They went into the call records and said, you've been talking to your girlfriend, that's illegal, and now we're going to lock you up for that. And he's been there for like a year. And that's basically, I think, what has happened. And it could be that he's just going to get out anyway soon, so the board is just letting him out with adding some conditions. But come on, I mean, the odds that he's not going to get another felony. It's a shame, you know, with the ability that he has to communicate. It's like you can be a salesman. You can, there's a lot of things that you can do if you can just stay away from all the bad things, right? Very few people have the ability to communicate. I have the way he has, I've seen. So, but I don't know. At the same time, there was something a little bit like my spidey senses were going off for whatever reason. I don't know if you felt the same thing. Like maybe just like almost like but love to hear your thoughts and comments on it below. Have a good day.